Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I am here with another layout for my Harry Potter album. This is a layout that I did for the Victoria Marie scrapbook retreat that she did online earlier this month, and it was Harry Potter themed, so it has already happened. But I did this for a challenge, and the challenge for this one was to do some journaling that, or do a layout that you really wanted to tell a good story about, and just kind of getting into the journaling aspect of it. So for this one, I'm actually not going to have any photos for this one. This is going to kind of be my closing for the album, like my final thoughts type of thing. So I'm going to use a whole bunch of embellishments, and I'm going to use this paper right here. And I'm cutting it down to a 9 by 12 since that is the size of my album. So I'm going to use a bunch of journaling cards and just some embellishments basically, and I'm going to do a decent amount of journaling on here. So that's how this is going to work. It was very interesting, and I kind of went for a little bit of a grid pattern as well. So that 4x6 card there is from In a Creative Bubble. The stack of books is from Kelly Perky. I'm cutting this down a little bit. So the reason I wanted to use that card is because, it has the HP on it, and it has like the books, the number of pages, like how many books, how many number of pages, all that kind of stuff. So kind of focusing more on the books and the movies versus the park. And I wanted to have the stack of books next to it as well, which is all the books from the Harry Potter series. And then I have that card there that says Books Are Magic, also from In a Creative Bubble. And then this one here as well, which I think I'm going to change that one out for a more colorful one, but it has the same quote on it, which is one of my favorite quotes from the books. And it is a quote from Dumbledore about letting in the light. So yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it is one of my favorite quotes from him. And then I have this one here that says, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. So I cut that down to be a square. So as you can see, I'm kind of going for a little bit of a grid as much as I can. And it was interesting trying to, get all those in there and line them up, because this is not a 12 by 12, it's a 9 by 12. So I'm going through my cards here from Kelly Perky. These are some 3 by 4 and 4 by 6 cards here that I'm going to be using. And I pulled out one that says After All This Time Always, and it's on a vellum. So I'm going to use that inside the box because that quote fits perfectly in the box of the magic there, where it says magic. So I'm going to use that. And I know that I'm going to change out the black card for the same quote, but a brighter color. And then I'm going to use this one here from In a Creative Bubble for my journaling. So I'm just going to cut this 4 by 6 one down, and I'm going to journal on that whole thing. And the reason I like that is because it is divided up into 4 different sections, and I'm going to do like 4 different types of journaling. So I'm going to do journaling about the books, about the movies, about the park, and then I think I do books, movies, park, thoughts. So that's kind of how I do it. Let's see. I'm still kind of working some things here. I'm not quite sure exactly what I want to do. And then I'm thinking also, do I want to save some of these cards for some certain things? I don't know if I want to use all these cards up all the time. So here's where I decide I'm going to use this one here. I think I use the white side of it. So it's whiter or it's brighter, sorry, I should say. And then I layer it on top of that other card there. But it is the same quote as the darker card. I just didn't want to go super dark because I do have black in my background paper there. So, and then I'm going to use this card here, and I struggle with this, you guys. I want to punch it out into a circle, but I don't have the right size. And the 3, I think that's a 3-inch. It's way too big. My 2-inch is too small. And I know that I'm not fully flush, but I can tell that even if I cut off a little bit and go more towards the center, it's just, I need a 2.5. Basically, that's why I'm measuring there. Yep, I need a 2.5. And I didn't have one. I do have one now. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought a 2.5 because I constantly need a 2.5 and I just don't have one. So I always find myself in that position where, you know, a 2 is too small and a 3 is too big. So I finally just broke down and went and got one. So I'm still going to use the card. I'm just going to cut it into a square, which in the end kind of makes more sense anyway, because, you know, everything else is square. I don't have any other round elements. So it ends up making more sense anyway. But I am going to use that Harry Potter head there. All right. And sorry, my camera's moving. I think my dog was walking around behind me. So he probably hit my tripod on accident. So I'm pulling a few more things from my Kelly Perky piece here. I do have that head wig that I'm going to use, and I'm not sure if I use anything else. Oh yes, I do. This is a 4x6 card, and it has just a line of owls there, and I really like that, so I'm going to use that as a strip down here too. And then that's all I'm going to use for the Kelly Perky stuff on this one. Oh no, I do use this one. This one has a whole bunch of words, just, you know, from the movies and books and stuff that makes sense. So I'm going to cut this down, and I'm going to put this square on top of it. So you can see a few of the words peeking out, you know, on the top and the bottom. So you can tell it's like Harry Potter. Harry Potter themed, if you will. Okay, so I really like the way this is going. I do need to cut this down, this vellum, so that it's, if it's inside the card better. So I'm going to go ahead and mark where I need to cut those, and I'm going to do that. And then that is going to go directly onto that card, and I'm going to use my tiny attacher, and I'm going to staple it down so it lays right over top of it. And I love the way that that fits in there just perfectly. I think I do my tiny attacher off camera, sorry. I just went over to the side and did it. And I'm going to go ahead and cut down this strip here so it fits nicely right there. And I'm going to go through and just try to see if I can add a few more things here. So I do pull out that H. I'm pretty sure I use it. I'm trying to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of these things down because I like where everything is sitting and I don't want to lose it if they start shuffling around. So I'm going to go ahead and just start sticking them down here. And I like how it's a grid pattern, but it's not, you know, like the perfect grid because, you know, with this size, it's hard to do that. So, but I really do like the way that this turned out. Okay, put my little head wig up there. I love that little die cut there. It's so cute. And then here I have a little bit left over of that transparency that I used on my last layout. So I used up a little scrap piece there, which was nice. Yeah, I do use this little H there. Yep. And then for my journaling, so that on the side there says magical moments. And so I think they're numbered. I think it says like number 1, number 2. And I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling into all the boxes. As you can see, I did a lot, so it took me a little bit. And then I'm going to pull out some alphabet stamps, and I am going to do some stamping and kind of title the sections on what it is I'm talking about. So the first one here is going to be books. And then I'll do books, movies, park, and thoughts. So I won't make you watch me do all this, but these are some small wooden letter stamps that I've had for a very, very long time. I think I got them at Michael's. I've literally had them for years and years and years. I use them a lot though. They're just a nice little tiny thing. And I'm going to go ahead and cut down my Harry Potter head here as well and put him down there and just see how it fits. And I think I need to cut him down a little bit more, yeah. I just want to make sure I have a little bit of space in between them since this is kind of a grid. So, and then I'm going to do this little stamp here, another one's from Kelly Perky, and it's a circle. I wanted another circular element down below since I have one up top there. And I believe, oh, I don't remember fully what that says. But it's got his glasses in there, and it has some sort of saying around it. I just don't know what it is. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and punch it out. Do I end up using it? I think I do. I'm pretty positive I do. Maybe I use it somewhere else. Oh, you know what? I shift everything up. Yeah, because I'm like, I need a little bit more room down here, and I have a lot of room in between that. So I pull this up. Yes, it ripped the paper, but I'm covering it right back up. I just move it up a little bit so I can just kind of shift everything, and then it fits a little bit better that way. So it turned out better that way. And cutting it down just a little bit more, just, you know, trying to make everything work the way I want it to. And, oh, I go ahead and I mat it. I forgot I did that, yeah. So I'm going to mat it on some black so it stands out a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to get my journaling down. And put him down here. Still trying to decide where to put this, but I'm going to make a decision right now. So yeah, it's going to go there. And then I do add a couple of these little tiny stickers that someone had sent me. I put a little Deathly Hallow symbol on that one, and then a couple that are just like little starbursts almost, or like little, you know, magic sparks, if you will. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle those around here a little bit. Okay, and I think that is going to complete my layout. So this will be the final page in my album, like I said, kind of like a little wrap up and my final thoughts on everything. And I really like the way it turned out. So please let me know if you guys have any questions at all, and I will be happy to try to answer them. Here's some close-ups for you. And I will see you guys again very soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.